There we go. Oh, we're gonna cut this off. Not bad. All right, let's get some stuff going. All right. Sorry for the long wait. I made you guys wait like a couple hours longer than normal. I woke up just not feeling good, so I'm really sorry about that. Push it off. I ended up passing back out. But I feel better. So that's good. What's important, right? Where are my stream avatars? Oh, that's because... Yeah, that's what happened. Alright, we got some things missing on my overlay. Why do we have things missing on... Oh, I think I know why. Remove filter. There we go. I'll do something up there. I don't know what I'll do yet. I gotta figure that shit out. Because I have it set up. I have the whole thing set up right now for my game scene. Yeah. Oh, damn. Sorry about that. I forgot that I had my speakers on. Totally forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. Don't mind me. Alright, so we've got lots of scary stories. Actually, some of you guys have requested some scary stories in particular. So I'm very happy that you guys have made my my job much easier. I did go and pick out some last night just in case I needed them. So, yeah, we do have some spooky stories. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Spooky story time. All right. So, looks like we got the first one, which is a creepypasta written in 2019. Does it have the author here? It does not seem like the author is here. Maybe? Yeah, I don't see the author, unfortunately. It's a short one, so yeah. Are you guys all ready? Are you sitting down in a dark room? Because, you know, that's the best way to listen to a scary story. You can't listen to a scary story in a well-lit room. It's just not fair to the story. Alright, without further ado, this story was recommended by Hillel, and it's called The Keyhole. It was written on February 20th, 2019, or 2009. Holy shit, let's get my dates right. I do not see the author, unfortunately. I see a lot of comments, but I do not see the author. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, or I don't know where to look, but I don't see the author. But I will drop the link down for you guys to read with me. So, there's the link. The Keyhole. A man went to hold on. A man went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman at the desk gave him his key and told him that on his way to his room, there was a door with no number that was locked, and no one was allowed in there. Especially, no one should look inside the room, under any circumstances. So he followed the instructions of the woman at the front desk, going straight to his room and going to bed. The next night, his curiosity would not leave him alone about the room, with no number on the door. He walked down the hall to the door and tried the handle. Sure enough, it was locked. He bent down, looked through the wide keyhole. Cold air passed through it, chilling his eye. What he saw was a hotel bedroom, like his, and in the corner was a room whose skin was completely white. She was leaning her head against the wall, facing away from the door. He stared in confusion for a while. He almost knocked on the door, out of curiosity, but decided not to. Sorry, had to figure out a word. Hold on. Where was I? I lost my spot. Oh, there it is. This disinclination saved his life. He crept away from the door and walked back to his room. The next day, he returned to the door and looked through the wide keyhole. This time, all he saw was red. He couldn't make anything out besides a distinct red color, unmoving. Perhaps the inhabitants of the room knew he was spying the night before, and had blocked the keyhole with something red. At this point, he decided to consult the woman at the front desk for more information. She sighed and said, "Have you looked at the keyhole?" The man told her that he had, and she said, "Well, might as well tell you the story. A long time ago, a man murdered his wife in that room, and her ghost haunts it. But these people were no ordinary people. They were white, except for their eyes, which were red." And that's the end of the story, guys. Hello. I think you missed most of the story. I was actually reading the story that you recommended. Alright. Oh, excuse me. Pick up burps. Next story. Why you feel bad? Well, I had actually spent some time looking up some stories just in case there was no one that, recommended any. So, yeah, you missed most of the first one, which was the keyhole. Now we're on Psychosis. Submission by Creepypasta Indexer. It says it's a very long story. Let's see. Ooh, it is a very long story. But I think we can get through it. It's not like it's so long that it's a problem. Alright. It was a very interesting story. Alright, next story. Psychosis. Sunday. I'm not sure I'm writing this down on paper, and not on my computer. I guess I just noticed some odd things. It's not that I don't trust the computer, I just need to organize my thoughts. I need to get down all the details somewhere objective, somewhere I know that I can write and can't be deleted or changed. Not that it happened, it's just everything blurs together here, and the fog of memory lends to strange casts of things. I'm starting to feel cramped in this small apartment. Maybe that's the problem. I just had to go choose the cheapest apartment, the only one in the basement. The lack of windows down here makes day and night seem to slip by seamlessly. I haven't been out in a few days because I've been working on this programming project so intensely. I suppose I just want to get it done. Hours of sitting and staring at the monitor can make anyone feel strange. I know, I don't think it's that. I'm not sure when I started to feel like something was odd. I can't even define what it is. Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. That's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online while I program has been idle, or they've simply not logged on at all. My instant messages go unanswered. The last email I got from anyone was a friend saying he talked to me when we got back to the store, and that was yesterday. I'd call with my cell phone, but reception's terrible down here. Yeah, that's it. I just need to call someone. I'm going to go outside. Well, that didn't work so well. As the tingle of fear fades, I'm feeling a little less ridiculous for being scared at all. I looked in the mirror before I went out, but I didn't shave the last 2 days stubble I'd grown. I figured I was just going out for a quick cell phone call. I did change my shirt though, because it was lunchtime, and I guess that I had run into at least one person I knew. That didn't end up happening. I wish it did. When I went out, I opened the door to my small apartment slowly. A small feeling of apprehension somehow already lodged itself in me. For some indefinable reason, I chalked it up to not. Sorry, the wording just kind of threw me off for a second. I chalked it up to not having spoken to anyone but myself for a day or two. I peered down the dingy gray hallway, made dingier by the fact that it was a basement hallway. On one end, a large metal door led to the building's furnace room. It was locked, of course. 2 dreary soda machines stood by it. I bought a soda from one the first day I moved in, but I had a 2-year-old expiration date. I'm fairly sure nobody knows these machines are down here, or my cheap landlady just didn't care to get them stocked. I closed my door softly and walked the other direction, taking care not to make a sound. I have no idea why I chose to do that, but it was fun giving into the strange impulse not to break the droning hum of the soda machine. At least for the moment, I got to the stairwell and took the stairs up to the building's front door. I looked through the heavy door's small square window and received quite the shock. It was definitely not lunchtime. City gloom hung over the dark street outside, and the traffic lights at the intersection in the distance blinked yellow. Dim clouds, purple and black from the glow of the city, hung overhead. Nothing moved, save the few sidewalk streets that shifted in the wind. I remember shivering, though I wasn't cold. Maybe it was the wind outside. I could vaguely hear it through the heavy metal door. And I knew it was that unique kind of late-night wind, the kind that was constant and cold and quiet, save for the rhythm of the music it made as it passed through countless unseen leaves. I decided not to go outside. Instead, I lifted my cell phone to the door's little window and checked the signal meter. The bar's meter filled up, and I smiled. Time to hear someone else's voice. I remember thinking, relieved. It was such a strange thing to be afraid of nothing. I shook my head, laughing at myself silently. I hit speed dial for my best friend Amy's number and held the phone up to my ear. It rang once, but then it stopped. Nothing happened. I listened to silence for a good 20 seconds, then hung up. I frowned, looked at the signal meter again, still full. I went to dial her number again, but then my phone rang in my hand, startling me. I put it up to my ear. Hello, I asked immediately, fighting down the small shock at hearing the first spoken voice in days. Even if it was my own, I had gotten used to the droning hum of the building's inner workings, my computer, and the soda machines in the hallway. There was no response to my greeting at first, but then, finally, a voice came. Hey, said a clear male voice, obviously of college age like me. Who's this? John? I replied, confused. Oh, sorry, wrong number, he replied, then hung up. I lowered the phone slowly, leaning against the thick brick wall on the stairwell. That was strange. I looked at my received calls list, but the number was unfamiliar. Before I could think of it on it any further, the phone rang loudly, shocking me yet again. This time, I looked at the caller before I answered. It was another unfamiliar number. This time, I held the phone up to my ear but said nothing. I heard nothing but the general background noise on the phone. Then, a familiar voice broke the tension. John was the single word in Amy's voice. I breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, it's you, I replied. Who else would it be? She responded. Oh, the number. I'm at a party on 7th Street, and my phone died just as you called me. This is someone else's phone, obviously. What is it, Hillel? Oh, okay, I said. Where are you? She asked me. My eyes glazed over the drab, white-washed cylinder block walls. Cylinder block? Oh, okay. Don't understand that one. And the heavy metal door with its small window. I'm at my building, I sighed. Just feeling cooped up. I didn't realize it was so late. You should come here, she said, laughing. Nah, I don't feel like looking for some strange place by myself in the middle of the night, I said, looking out the window at the slightly windy street that secretly scared me just a tiny bit. I think I'm just gonna keep working or go to bed. Nonsense, she replied. I can come get you. Your building is close to 7th Street, right? Possibly, I guess we'll see. How drunk are you? I said lightheartedly. You know where I live. Oh, of course, she said abruptly. I guess I can't get there by walking, huh? You could if you wanted to waste half an hour, I told her. Right, she said. Okay, have to go. Good luck with your work. I lowered the phone once more, looking at the number flash across as the call ended. Then the droning silence suddenly reasserted itself in my ears. The two strange calls in the eerie street outside just drove home my aloneness in the empty stairway. Perhaps from having seen too many scary movies, I had the sudden, inexplicable idea that something could look into the door's window and see me. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the edge of aloneness? That seems like an odd word to put there. Just waiting to creep up on unexpected people that strayed too far from other human beings. I knew the fear was irrational, but nobody else was around, so I jumped down the stairs, ran down the hallway into my room, and closed the door as swiftly as I could while staying silent. Like I said, I feel a little ridiculous for being scared of nothing, and the fear has already faded. Writing this down helps a lot. It makes me realize that nothing is wrong. It filters out half-formed thoughts and fears, and leaves only cold, hard facts. It's late. I got a call from a wrong number, and Amy's phone died. So she called me from another number. Nothing strange has happened. Well, what do you guys think so far? You think there's a ghost living inside? Or maybe it's outside. Right? Everything's totally fine. Nothing weird's going on right now. Still, there was something a little off about that conversation. I knew it could have just been the alcohol she'd had, or was it even that she seemed off to me? Or was it? Yes, that was it. I didn't realize it until this moment. Writing things down. I knew writing things down would help. She had said she was at a party, but I only heard silence in the background. Of course, that doesn't mean anything in particular, as she could have gone outside to make a call. No, that couldn't be it either. I didn't hear the wind. I need to see if the wind's still blowing. Monday. I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell and looked out the heavy metal door's window. I'm feeling ridiculous. Last night's fear seemed hazy and unreasonable to me now. I can't wait to go out into the sunlight. I'm going to check my email, shave, shower, and finally get out of here. Wait, I think I heard something. It was thunder. The whole sunlight and fresh air thing didn't happen. I went out into the stairwell and upstairs, only to find disappointment. The heavy metal door's little window showed only flowing water as torrential rain slammed against it. Only a very dim, gloomy light filtered in through the rain, but at least I knew it was daytime, even if it was a gray, sickly, wet day. I tried looking out the window and waiting for lightning to illuminate the gloom, but the rain was too heavy and I couldn't make out anything more than vague, weird shapes moving at odd angles in the waves washing down the window. Disappointed, I turned around, but I didn't want to go back to my room. Instead, I wandered further up the stairs, past the first floor and the second. The stairs ended at the third floor, the highest floor in the building. I looked through the glass that ran up the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was what wrapped, thick, kind of scattered the light. Not that there was much to see through the rain to begin with. I opened up the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors, painted blue. A long time ago we were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was the middle of the day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but rain outside as I stood there in the dim hallway listening to the rain. I had the strange fleeting impression that the doors were standing like silent granite monoliths erected by some ancient, forgotten civilization. For some unfathomable guardian purpose. Ignore my poor ability to say that word. There are some words that I just can't say no matter how hard I try. Lightning flashed, and I could have sworn that just a moment the old grainy blue wood looked just like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me, but then it occurred to me that the dim gloom and lighting must mean that there was a window somewhere in the hallway. A vague memory surfaced, and I suddenly recalled that the third floor had an alcove and an inset window halfway down the hallway. Excited to look out into the rain and possibly see another human being, I quickly walked over to the alcove, finding the large, thin glass window. Rain washed down it as the front door's window. But I could open this one. I reached a hand out, to slide it open, but hesitated. I had the strangest feeling that if I opened that window, I would see something absolutely horrifying on the other side. Everything's been so odd lately. So I came up with a plan, and I came back here to get what I needed. I don't seriously think anything will come of it, but I'm bored, it's raining, and I'm going stir crazy. I came back to get my webcam. The cord isn't long enough to reach the 3rd floor by any means, but instead I'm going to hide it between the 2 soda machines in the dark end of the basement hallway. Run the wire along the wall under my door and put black duct tape over the wire to bend it with the black plastic strip that runs along the base of the hallway walls. I know this is silly, but I don't have anything better to do. Well, nothing happened. Popped open the hallway to the stairwell door, sealed myself, then flung the heavy front door open and ran like hell down the stairs to my room and slammed the door. I watched the webcam on my computer intently, seeing the hallway outside my door and most of the stairwell. I'm watching it right now, and I don't see anything interesting. I just wish the camera's position was different so that I could see out the front door. Hey, somebody's online. I got out an older, less functional webcam that I had in my closet to video chat with my friend online. Excuse me. I couldn't really explain to him why I wanted to video chat, but it felt good to see another person's face. He couldn't talk very long, and we didn't talk about anything meaningful. But I feel much better. My strange fear almost passed. I could feel completely better, but there was something odd about our conversation. I knew that I've said that everything seemed odd, but still, he was very vague in his responses. I can't recall one specific thing that he said, no particular name or place or event, but he did ask my email address to keep in touch. Wait, I just got an email. I'm about to go out. I just got an email from Amy that asked me to meet her for dinner at the place we usually go to. I do love pizza, and I've just been eating random food from my poorly stocked fridge for days, so I can't wait. Again, I feel ridiculous about the odd couple of days I've been having. I should destroy this journal when I get back. Oh, another email. Oh my god, I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door. But I read the email first. It was from a friend I hadn't heard from in a long time. It was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he saved in his address list. It had no subject. It was simply, seen with your own eyes, don't trust them, they. What the hell is that supposed to mean? The word shocked me, and I keep going over and over them. Is it a desperate email sent just as something happened? The words are obviously cut off without finishing. On any other day, I would have dismissed this as spam from a computer virus or something, but the words, seen with your own eye. I can't help but read over this journal and think back on the last few days and realize I have not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to another person face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie, that now I think about it. Was it eerie? Or is the fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I have not been presented with one single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name and the subsequent strange return call from Amy, the friend that asked for my email address. I messaged him first when I saw him online, and then I got my first email a few minutes after that conversation. Oh my god, that phone call with Amy. I said over the phone. I said that it was within a half. It was that I was within a half-hour walk from 7th Street. They know I'm near there. What if they're trying to find me? Where is everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard anyone else in the state? Alright. Good night. I hope you sleep well. Sweet nightmares. Bye-bye. No, no. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end. I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if I got a signal through the heavy walls. Finally, in a tiny bathroom, near one ceiling corner, I got a single bar. Holding my phone there, I sent a text message to every number in my list, not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears. I simply sent, "Have you seen anyone face to face lately?" At this point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was or if I embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. Thank you, Perrin! Welcome, Raiders! I am reading, scary stories. Currently we are reading Psychosis. So, you guys have missed a little bit. So, yeah, we're... Hello, everybody. Alright, so we've gone through all of Sunday. We're just finishing up Monday. And so far, we don't know the name of the main character. But we do know that he is a computer programmer, or at least a programmer. And some weird things have been going on in the story. So, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. But yeah, so far, he's only had a conversation with 2 people. Nobody else has spoken to him, and things are just seeming very weird. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, right? Well, we haven't gotten a name yet. We're gonna see if we get a name. Yeah, well, this guy's getting scared, so we're gonna see if he's gonna make some stupid decisions soon. Alright, I'm just gonna reread this paragraph here because I lost my place. You guys distracted me! Nah, you're fine. Thank you for following. Welcome to the Shadowlands. You're more than welcome to join the Discord server. !Discord for the link. Alright, thank you for the recommendation. Oh, well... well, I guess I'm just too talkative. A few moments later. I saw that. Nice try, though. Nice try. I did see that one. I'm actually looking at chat right now. Yes, because I will be reading scary stories on Tuesday every week for all of October. So I will be accepting recommendations throughout all of October for reading scary stories, guys. Well, thank you for guiding everybody. That is so sweet of you, Shadow. Good luck next time. Hopefully, I'm not going to be looking at chat when you do that. Alright, let's get back to the story. At this point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was or if I embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. And if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, I lost signal. Then I remembered the computer, and I rushed over to it. Instant message everyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer. Nobody responded, my messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people where I was and to stop by in person for a host of fairly passable reasons. I didn't care about anything at this point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment looking for something that I might have missed. Some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded, but what if? What if? I just need to be sure. I tapped the phone to the ceiling just in case. Taped the phone to the ceiling just in case. Tuesday. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran to the bathroom. Stood on the toilet and flipped open the phone taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me and apparently had been trying to contact me since last night. I spoke to her. She's coming over now, and yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I'm so embarrassed. I'm definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing it now. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I look like hell too. I looked in the mirror before I came back in here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble is thicker, and I look generally unhealthy. My phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage. I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran to... Wait, sorry? I already read that part. I had a sip of something to drink and I went back up to the last chapter. Sorry about that. My apartment is trash, but I'm not going to clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through these past few days and have not been normal. I am not one to imagine things. I know I've been the victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night or in the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that has helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television has always been an escape for me. It reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to me after last night's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I can count the day that I met her along one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems a different reality from the stark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in the playground, much too old to play, just talking with her and hanging around, doing nothing at all. I still feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not all there is. Finally, a knock on the door. Hello, you guys! I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I hid between the soda machines. I figured that it was bad positioning, like when I couldn't see the front door. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had a camera between the soda machines because I was embarrassed myself that I was taking this paranoia too far. After that, I saw her image walk over to the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. Hey, she said to the camera brightly, giving it a wry look. It's weird, I know, I said into the mic attached to my computer. I've had a weird few days. Must have, she replied. Open the door, John. Right. His name is John. We got that earlier. Bravo, Dean, for forgetting the main character's name. Yay! I forgot. Did anybody else remember his name while I was reading this? Because I totally forgot. I hesitated. How could I be sure? Hey, humor me a second here, I told her through the mic. Tell me one thing about us just to prove to me you're you. She gave the camera a weird look. Alright, she said, slowly thinking. We met randomly at a playground when we were both too old to be there. Ironic that that is actually something that he wrote down in his journal before she showed up. I sighed deeply as reality returned and fear faded. God, I'd been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memory. I've never even mentioned it to anyone out of embarrassment, but out of strange, secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. If there was some unknown face at work trying to trick me, as I feared, there was no way they could know about that day. Right. Well, he did write it down. So, yeah. Haha, alright, I'll explain everything I told her. Be right there. I ran to the small bathroom, fixed my hair as best I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand. Snickering at my own unbelievable behavior at the mess I'd made of the place, I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food laying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin at the bed. I'd tipped to the side looking for God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it, but my eyes fell one last thing. The old webcam. The one I used that yearly vacant chat with my friend. Its silent black sphere lay haphazardly tossed to the side, its lens pointed at the table where the journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if something could see through that camera, it would have seen what I just wrote that day. I asked her for one more thing about us, and she chose only thing in the world that I thought they or it did not know. But it did. It knew. It could have been watching me the whole time. Alright, sounds good. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a nice day. Sweet nightmares. I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the webcam on the floor. The door shook. The doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick? Or was Amy not outside? What could have been trying to get in, if not her? What the hell is out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speaker through the camera outside. But was it real? How can I know she's gone now? I screamed and shouted for help. I piled up everything in my apartment against the front door. Friday. At least I think it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access, or worse, altered. I'm a programmer. I know. Every little piece of information gave out since this started: my name, my email, my location. None of it came back from outside. Outside until I gave it out. I've been going over and over what I wrote. I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overpowering disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside. Back to the beginning with the phone call from Amy. She was effectively asking me to open the door and go outside. I keep running through it in my head. One point of view says, acting like a madman. And all this is the extreme convergence of probably never going outside at the right times by pure luck, never seeing another person by pure chance, getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus at just the right time. The only point of view says that extreme convergence or probability is the reason that whatever's out there hasn't gotten me already. I keep thinking. I never opened the window to the third floor. I never opened the front door until that incredibly stupid stunt with the hidden camera, which I ran straight to my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything's out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the front door. Maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was that it was elsewhere, hitting everyone else, and that it waited until I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy, a call which didn't work until it called me and called my name. Yes! Very much so in danger. Fine. How are you? I'm good. Terror literally overwhelms me every time I try to fit the pieces of this nightmare together. That email cut off. Was it from someone trying to get word out? Some friendly voice desperate trying to warn me before it came? Seen with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been suspicious of. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came. Seen with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been suspicious of. It's coming outside. Why can't I get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. The door. The image of those doors in the upper hallway as guardian monoliths flashed back in my mind every time I trace this path of my thoughts. If there is some phantom entity trying to get me to go outside, maybe it can't get through the doors. I keep thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation for this. Doors have always been such intense foci of human imagination, always some seen as wards or portals of special importance, or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know that I couldn't bash through any of the doors in the building, let alone the heavy basement ones. Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? If it wanted to kill me, it could do it any number of ways, including just waiting until I starve to death. What if it doesn't want to kill me? What if it has something more horrific and fate in store for me? God, what can I do to escape this nightmare? A knock on the door. Yeah, I don't blame you. A couple years back, my dog Rose had a litter of puppies, and I had to give all the puppies away. It was bittersweet. So, yeah, I kind of get the idea. I told the people on the other side of the door, I need a minute to think and I'll come out. I'm really just writing this down so I can figure out what to do. At least this time, I heard their voices. My paranoia, and yes, I recognize I'm being paranoid, has me thinking of all sorts of ways that their voices could be faked electronically. There could be nothing but speakers outside, simulating human voices. Did it really take them 3 days to come talk to me? Amy is supposedly out there, along with 2 policemen and a psychiatrist. Maybe it took them 3 days to think of what to say to me. The psychiatrists claim could be pretty convincing if I decided to think this has all been a crazy misunderstanding and not some entity trying to trick me into opening the door. What do you guys think? Do you think it's something trying to kill him, or do you think it's him going crazy, guys? What do you think? The psychiatrist had an elderly voice, authoritarian, but still caring. I liked it. I'm desperate just to see someone with my own eyes. Right? He said I have something called cyber psychosis, and I'm just one of a nationwide epidemic of thousands of people having breakdowns triggered by a suggestive email that got through somehow. What? That doesn't even make sense! I swear he said got through somehow. I think he means spread through the country inexplicably, but I'm incredibly suspicious that the entity slipped up and revealed something. He said, I am part of a wave of emergency behavioral that a lot of people are having the same problem with the same fear, even though we've never communicated. What? This doesn't make any sense! Hello, Jack. I am reading a scary story. It's called Psychosis. And honestly, I kind of feel like at this point in time in the story, I'm kind of split between whether this is insanity. That this is insanity and someone's kind of going stir crazy in a whole new level, or it's actually someone's out to get him. Because the way that things are being worded just leads me to believe that he's not crazy, but yet he's acting crazy. So it's like, so I'm really on the fence personally as to which it is. Yeah, he might be. Hi, to be fair, I did say that we should all be in dark rooms, whether you're all in dark rooms or not. I don't know. Not my place to try and force you to be in a dark room. But, yeah, no, I keep stopping every so often to, like, put my 2 cents in, but this all is just, wow. That neatly explains the strange email about eyes that I got. I didn't get the original triggering email. I got a descendant of it. My friend could have broken down too and tried to warn everyone he knew against his paranoid fears. That's how the problem spreads, the psychiatrist claims. This is starting to sound like it's like he's trying to explain it as a virus that enters people. This is just weird. I don't know. I could have spread it too with my text and instant messages online to everyone I know. One of those people might be melting down right now after being triggered by something I sent them. Something they might interpret any way that they want. Something like a text saying, "Seen anyone face to face lately?" The psychiatrist told me that he didn't want to lose another one. That people like me are intelligent, and that our downfall, we draw conclusions so well that we draw them even when they shouldn't be there. He said it's easy to get caught up in paranoia in our fast-paced world, a constantly changing place where more and more of our interaction is stimulation. I have to give him one thing. It's a great explanation. It nearly explains everything. It perfectly explains everything, in fact. I have every reason to shake off this nightmarish fear that something or consciousness or being out there wants me to open the door so it can capture me for some horrible fate worse than death. It would be foolish. After hearing that explanation, I say to stay in here until I starve to death, just to spite the entity that might have got everyone else. It would be foolish to think that, after hearing that explanation, I might be one of the last people left alive in an empty world, hiding in my secure basement room, spitting some unthinkable, deceptive entity just by refusing to be captured. It's a perfect explanation for every single strange thing I've seen or heard. And I have every reason in the world to let all my fears go and open the door. Open the door, we have cookies! Yes, cookies! Oreos are the best. Best bribe. Yep. Gotta say they're Oreos. Better yet, say they are chocolate-stuffed Oreos. See, I want to know what happens if this guy opens the door And not only do I want to know if this guy opens the door, I'm actually extremely curious. Like, I hope the guy opens the door, because I want to know. Even if it ends up being a horrible fate, I want to know. Alternatively, the officers do have a sound reason for breaking in the door because there's a guy who's starving himself to death. And clearly he's not in his right mind, so his friend Amy could totally plead to the court that he's not sane anymore and that he needs help, and that they could break down the door and just drag him out of there in a straitjacket. Just saying, guys. Just saying. If the court sees you as incapable of taking care of yourself, like, you could, like, you'll no longer have decisions to make for yourself. Like, yeah. Yeah, so I'm really curious. Like, I actually kind of hope that that happens. It would be really interesting to see. That's exactly why I'm not going to. Dude, you're gonna starve to death! How can I be sure? How can I know what's real and what's deception? All these damn things with their wires and their signals that originate from some unseen origin. They're not real. I can't be sure. Signals through a camera, faked video, deceptive phone calls, emails, even the television. Lying broken on the floor. What the fuck? How could I possibly know it's real? It's just signals, waves, lights, the door. It's bashing on the door. It's trying to get in. What insane mechanical contraption could it be using to simulate the sound of men attacking heavy wood so well? You know what it's probably using? They're probably using one of those little battering rams that police have, and they're trying to bash your door in to save you from killing yourself. At least I'll finally see it with my own eyes. There's nothing left in here for it to deceive me with. I've ripped apart everything else. I can't deceive my eyes, can it? Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them. They... Wait. Was that desperate message telling me to trust my eyes or warning me about my eyes too? Oh my god. What's the difference between a camera and my eyes? They both turn on in electrical signals. They're the same. I can't be deceived. I have to be sure. I have to be sure. Oh my god. Different types of electrical signals. Oh my god. One is electrical with electricity. One is chemical. There's a big difference. I know that humans have enough electricity in their body to, you know, power a light bulb. But there's a difference! Well, we're about to find out because I'm on the last stretch. We're on the last stretch, guys. We're gonna find out real soon. Date unknown. Whatever he's smoking, he needs to get off of. Like, that's all I can say. He needs to get off of it. Date unknown. I calmly asked for paper and pen, day in and day out, until it finally gave them to me. Not that it matters what I'm trying to do. Poke my eyes out. The bandages feel like part of me now. The pain is gone. The pain is gone. I figured this will be one of my last chances to write legibly, as without my sight to correct mistakes, my hands will slowly forget the motions involved. This is a sort of indulgence, this writing is a relic of another time because I'm certain everyone left in the world is dead or something. What? I think he's saying he's going to. Well, this guy's definitely lost his fucking brain. Somebody, see, he didn't just lose it. He literally just said, fuck you, and shut it off. Because he's not working on all power right now. We're not running on all power now, guys. I sit against the padded wall day in and day out. The entity brings me food and water. It masks itself as a kind nurse, as an unsympathetic doctor. I think I know that my hearing has sharpened considerably now that I live in darkness. It takes conversations in the hallways. On the off chance that I might overhear, one of the nurses talks about having a baby soon. One of the doctors lost his wife in a car accident. None of it matters. None of it's real. None of it gets to me. Not like it. Not like she does. What? Oh my god! This guy's definitely in a special room so that he can't hurt himself. Wow. Wow. Yeah! Which is good, because he clearly needed it after poking his eyes out. Phew, that makes me uncomfortable in all sorts of ways. We're not done yet. We've got more. That's the worst part. The part I almost can't handle. The thing comes to me, masquerading as Amy. Its reaction is perfect. It sounds exactly like Amy. Feels exactly like Amy. It even produces a reasonable facialism of tears that make me feel like its lifelike cheeks when it first dragged me here. It told me all the things I wanted to hear. It told me that she loved me, that she had always loved me, that it didn't understand why I did this, what we could still have a life together if only I could stop insisting that I was being deceived. It wanted me to believe. No, it needed me to believe she was real. I almost fell for it. I really did. I doubted myself for the longest time in the end, though it was all too perfect, too flawless, and too real. The false Amy used to come every day, and then every week, and finally stopped coming altogether. But I didn't think the entity would give up. I think the waiting game is just another one of its gambits. I will resist it for the rest of my life if I have to. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world, but I do know that this thing needs me to fall for its deception. If it needs that, then maybe, just maybe, I am torn in its agenda. Maybe Amy is still alive out there somewhere, kept alive only by my will to resist the deceiver. I hold on to that hope, rocking back and forth myself past the time. I will never give in. I will never break. I am a hero. We're not done yet, guys. The doctor read the paper the patient had scribbled on. It was barely readable, written in shaky script of one who could not see. He wanted to smile at the man's steadfast resolve, a reminder of the human will to survive. But he knew the patient was completely delusional. After all, a sane man would have fallen for deception long ago. The doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement to the delusional man. He wanted to scream, but the nerve filaments wrapped around his head and his eyes made him do otherwise. His body walked the cell like a puppet and told the patient once more that he was wrong and that there was nobody trying to deceive him. Holy shit. So, the warning was correct, and, that, you know, I guess everybody was actually being controlled by some unforeseen force. How's that for you guys? So, once again, there's the link if you guys want to read it in your own time. Yes. Yes, he was right. There we go. Sorry, I had to I actually had to turn off my heater because it started getting warm. There we go. We're good now. We're good. Shift. Alright, so yeah, he was right all along. How do you guys feel about that? Knowing that he was put in an asylum for pretty much gouging his eyes out and being correct. Honestly, he probably would have been fine if he had not gouged his eyes out, I think. I think he would have totally still continued to believe that, you know, what was going on was all just a thing. We can do that. Did Facebook shut down? I haven't used Facebook in so long. Is it really shut down? Or is it, like, I heard something was going on with it. I don't know if it's still having issues. I don't know. My Facebook's working. Was that, like, a temporary thing? I don't know. Facebook's working for me. I don't know what's going on. Facebook was having issues, like, last week. Because we use Facebook for where I work, and Facebook was doing all sorts of weird shit. Like, I had scheduled posts for the store to go up, and everything was, like, deleted. Everything. It all got deleted. It was absolutely obnoxious. Oh, wow. They must have been fixing something then. But yeah, no, we can talk about real serial killers if you want. We can, you know, if you guys got anyone specific you want to talk about, you can do that. I don't mind. Yeah, we can. I'm open to, you know, conversation. There's tons of stories that I can read another day. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of research on serial killers, just to be honest. So my information is going to be minimal, or what I quickly type into my computer to find stuff. You know, just be honest. So, yeah. Do you mean into the stream? Like, go on Discord and stuff? Or... I'm just trying to understand what you mean by tapping. That's all. Yeah, sure. Alright, so I'm gonna go into my Discord server and I'm going into the collaborations. Yeah, the story ended. So I went into the collaborations. I'll ping you. Oh, I don't know. Wait, were you kidding? I'm confused. I thought you were serious. I'm confuzzled. Don't confuzzle me. Are you guys trying to confuzzle me? Don't confuzzle me. Alright, well, there we go. I tagged you in the collaborations section, and you should be able to find the voice chat if you want it. Up to you. I am too. I tagged you in the collaborations in my Discord server. You should be able to find the collaborations little voice channel. Yep. I'm already in it, so yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to go grab something to eat. So I might be talking to you guys while I munch. Nobody's saying anything. I'm gonna need to eat. I felt so crummy earlier that I didn't eat.
Is it working?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. How does my audio sound?
You sound very robotic today.
Okay, well, that sucks. I'll need your help with that later. I'm also sick, so heads up.
Well, that might be a contributing factor.
Yep, probably.
You know what? I think I know why you sound robotic. Because I think when you move away from your mic, that's when you sound robotic, and then when you're next to your mic, you don't.
Okay, how about right here?
You sound good.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
No food ASMRs. I'm not doing that shit.
No what?
No food ASMRs. I mentioned that I was getting, like, I needed to eat something because I felt so crummy earlier that I didn't eat. So I still haven't eaten yet.
Not good.
No, it's not. I got craisins for a snack.
Okay, so serial killers. FYI for everyone watching, I have a degree in psychology. There's a reason I study serial killers, so before anyone makes a joke, before everyone makes a joke, there is a reason.
I didn't know that you specifically like to study serial killers.
Well, it's not specifically. Technically, my focus of interest is problem-solving and decision-making research, but I don't typically bore people with their details.
Oh.
Serial killers are more like just a side thing.
So like a hobby to study.
Yeah, like a hobby to study. It's still psychology related. Like I love almost every area of psychology. I mean, I've studied it all. Not like to the point that I'm an expert in every single field, obviously. But
that would be very difficult to become an expert in every single field.
I don't think that's even physically possible.
Probably not.
But my point is that I've done a little bit of research as it relates to my area of psych. And so it's just really fascinating. So there's several we could talk about. Oh gosh, I want to pull them up on my computer here. So I have references.
Not a bad idea.
Like there's this one psychopath. I should probably put myself in private browser mode before I start looking up certain things.
You worried about the government?
Oh yes. If they start seeing these search terms, yes.
Honestly, I don't care, because even in private browser mode, the government, if they really wanted to see what you're looking at,
I
they
was
could.
just kidding.
Oh. I have a hard time telling when people are joking sometimes.
That's alright, I have the same problem. Plus,
What
the
about
fact that...
Latherface? What?
What?
Spin is asking about Latherface.
Latherface.
I've
Can you add some of the details so that way I might know who they are?
Is it supposed to be Leatherface? And we're just missing a letter?
It could be.
Because I've never heard of Latherface. Like, does he
That
run
sounds-
around with suds on his face?
That almost sounds like a creepypasta, doesn't it?
Right? I think he meant Leatherface.
Okay, let me think here. Which one is Leatherface? If you want to see one that's really interesting, that absolutely blows my mind, that not a lot of people know about, there's this one where what he did, basically, okay, how to put this? It was so horrific that the officer who found this out,
Oh no.
who was the first on the scene, committed suicide a few days later.
Oh, the chainsaw guy?
Well, it's like one of the people who inspired the chainsaw guy is who I'm referring to. When I think of Leatherface, yeah, he's referring to the Chainsaw Massacre. I thought that's what he was referring to. Well, this is one of the instances that inspired it.
Okay.
This guy went out, I kid you not. You want me to just play a video about it? It's a little cheerful. I could show.
It's a little cheerful.
It is a little cheerful. I could send you a link and you could pull it up on YouTube.
I'd have to do some finagling, because right now I have a thing reading chat to me through a browser source, so I can't really,
Oh, I can see why that would be a problem.
Yeah. So I'd have to figure out. Let me look for.
Oh, that's
another...
alright. I did.
Because
But
my PC should have.
What this guy did was he went around. Where to start?
Okay, if you get me the link, I can set it up in Internet Explorer instead.
Oh, smart, cool.
And I'll just have it routed through a different. Hello, Steve.
Oh yeah, I love this channel.
Yeah, we did. We actually finished 2 stories. Now we're talking about
real life
serial killers.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up. This just is so fascinating, and I'd love to share this YouTube channel with everyone. Really
very
informational. Oh gosh, that's loud in my ear. Hold on, let me pull up there. I wasn't prepared for this. I just saw Spooktober, and I didn't even know you were gonna say yes. But when you did, I was like, I was in bed actually.
Oh.
And now I'm up and have my computer started up, and so I just was not prepared for this.
That's fine. Well, see, the entire month of October, it's a yearly festive thing where, like, I started it last year in my first year of streaming, where I will read spooky stories, do all sorts of horror-related things, only for the month of October. I will do nothing else.
Hey, I'm doing the same. I played Luigi's Mansion 3 last night.
Yeah.
And I plan on doing a corpse party stream soon. Maybe when I'm feeling a little bit better.
I don't know if you want me to tell you one of these stories, because right now we're gonna be talking about serial killers. I guess you're gonna be listening to serial killers as you go to bed.
Here we go. Serial killer playlist. Oh gosh, ow, ow, ow. Hold on, I gotta find the right one, but I found the playlist.
Alright. I'm gonna switch over to my game scene, because this will allow me. You know what I should do? On my talking scene, I should have like a toggle on, toggle off freaking TV that I can just set up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up a toggle screen of some sort for you guys to watch videos.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I have one set up because someone asked me to play a video one time, and they said they'd give me $5, but I didn't have it set up. And so I set one up just in case anyone ever just stops by and says, if you play this video, I'll give you $5. So I have one set up on standby now.
Nice, nice.
Okay, but here's the name. I gotta find the right one because I know they did 2 videos. But we're talking about Ed Gain right now.
Okay.
Have you heard? Ed Gain.
Never heard of it.
And it's literally the guy who influenced Leatherface.
Okay.
Well, like I said, it's a very cheerful video. But oh yeah, he was just. Oh, I got all kinds of videos. We can do the Casanova Killer.
This is actually making me think of American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
Yeah. What was the guy's name? Bloody Face.
What season was that from?
Let me think. It was. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Let me see if this is it. They did several videos on this guy.
Okay,
yep, I found it.
It was in season 2.
I only watched the first. I'm gonna be honest. I only watched the first few episodes of season 1.
Oh, that's why. But yeah, no, it was in the Asylum season.
Oh, was that season 2? I didn't realize that.
I get the seasons all mixed up because the way that the seasons go is they're kind of like their own stories, so like you can watch them out of order and be fine.
Here.
Like I can't stand like the one season I cannot stand, absolutely cannot stand, is the
Check out that
circus season.
Check out that Check out that picture.
Oh, this makes me think of Bloody Face.
Oh, this is what?
This the video that you want me to show?
Yep.
Okay. I got the link.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the right one because, like I said, they have 2 videos,
well,
but I think this one will cover it.
Find out very soon. Let me turn on my display.
I know it at least talks about who Ed Gain was, and that's what's really important.
All right.
This dude's case, like you asked about Leatherface, oh, you're gonna see the real life Leatherface. Like I said, the scene was so horrifying that I think it was the sheriff, someone high and mighty who had to go through and take pictures of the scene. They committed suicide.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Within a week.
Hold on, let me just make sure that the
it was so bad.
Loud enough. I think that might be a little quiet.
Ugh.
Nope, it's not even on. Hold on, let me figure out the audio issue.
Okay, you do your thing. I'll just keep telling stories about stuff.
Okay.
I'm actually glad you said yes. I really didn't think... I wasn't sure you were going to. I didn't think you'd say no, per se. Like, I wasn't assuming you'd say no. But I was not expecting you to say, let's do it right now. Which I am so down for. Don't get me wrong. I'm just really glad. Those are some weird noises.
Someone's skin.
There we go.
What you want to know though is why would he do this? That's often not
okay, I gotta restart the video.
Also a few things about his...
Okay.
It's just...
There we go. Actually, this whole thing so far that I've listened to as I was trying to set everything up parallels Bloody Face real well.
Hey, this man probably inspired Bloody Face.
Probably. Yes, surprise. Are you guys ready? We're gonna start playing it.
It's just another
Yeah,
day
let's see
in
it.
the
Let's see it.
household
Let's see
of
it.
Ed Gein.
Oh,
The morning starts well, with Ed waking up early as usual to
I gotta grab my
the doors
phone.
of
You
woods
start
zone.
playing the video. I'll be
All
back
right,
in a
I
second.
started playing it.
Yawning and
Is this too
stretching
loud for you
peers through the
guys?
open window to be greeted by a
Or
warm
is
breeze.
this
Life
loud
is
enough?
good. As per usual, he grabs a nut from a bowl he's fashioned out of a human skull. When his morning hunger is satiated, he heads over to the closet and picks out a pair of human skin leggings and a bodysuit made from a human torso. He then looks at a shelf
Lovely.
bedecked with faces he once skinned from heads, wagging his finger at the selection as if to say, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo." He chooses the face that belonged to a woman named Dora. He smiles, thinking about how much she looks like his dearly departed mother. If the weather holds up in the afternoon, he'll put on the entire outfit and have a little dance in the garden. This might sound like the intro to a dark horror movie, but it was in fact the truth of Ed Gein's life. He told the cops, matter-of-factly, that he derived great enjoyment from skinning women. He also admitted that he would wear his human suit and in his thoughts become his deceased mother. It was literally like getting under someone's skin. What you want to know though is, why would he do this? That's often not discussed. There are also a few things about his life that have been
Alright, give me a second and I will switch over to Slime Beast.
Oh my gosh, my cat was just sitting on it.
Butcher of Plainfield. And we imagine many of you might know quite a few horror movies that have been based on what he did. Silence of the Lambs, Psycho, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre being the well-known ones. But Gein inspired many, many more. We've talked about
Okay,
his wicked
I'm back.
faith
My cat was
before.
just sitting on my phone. I didn't lose it. It's just...
Welcome back.
His mother Augusta was an overbearing, controlling, puritanical matriarch.
Pretty sure Silence of the Lambs has Hannibal Lecter in it.
Small rural village of Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Nice.
With words from the Bible, telling the boys that sin was all around, that evil lurked, that both men and women were corrupted, unkind, and constantly as carnal as canines in heat. That's one reason she kept them home so often. She didn't want them getting
I love this YouTube channel.
in the town of 700 or so where she lived. It didn't help that their father was a drunkard. Men to Augusta had been a huge disappointment in her life. She despised the women in the town, though, as much as the men, which made her a misogynist as well as a misandrist. We guess you could call
well then.
Oh yeah, no, it gets pretty bad.
Well, we're listening to the mother and how she was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He had no idea how to interact with.
Let's go help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Of course, we've got an ad now.
Hey, who sat at my desk?
Here we go. Now, go away, ad.
I gotta
We don't
figure out
want
how
you. Unsolicited ads. Go away.
His mind had been warped by his mom. We'll come back to
I gotta figure out how to do that myself. I don't know how to get rid of them. I don't even. How do you even know when they're showing up?
His brother actually did
You mean ads on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, you can turn those off completely in your affiliate settings. I was talking about the ad on YouTube.
Oh. I'm watching this stream, so I'm getting stream delay right now.
Oh.
So as you were explaining it to me, I just started watching the ad.
Oh. I see.
The state of the house when cops arrived was described like this. After the unholy squalor of the rest of the house, the very neatness of these rooms was intensely unsettling. The house actually had no electricity or running water. When they found Ed, he'd been subsisting mostly on rabbits he'd hunted and potatoes. Occasionally he'd go out and fill up on pork chops at the house of a couple named Irene in Lester Hill. If he could get it, he also enjoyed macaroni and cheese. In 1957, he was 41 years old when police arrived on his property following up on an investigation of a missing woman. They knew Ed, as did many of the townsfolk, as being a quiet man who kept to himself. He had never been a threat to them, quite the opposite in fact. He'd even babysat for kids now and again, with one
my.
Ed, kind of a loner and maybe a bit odd with that sense of humor.
Oh, I told you it was pretty gruesome.
Can you imagine how that person felt when the cops made their grisly discovery? Here are some of the things they found. Besides
You want chills for Spooktobers? Just stay up all night watching documentaries about this stuff. In the dark. You'll get spooked, alright?
This is definitely an interesting character. I've actually never heard of him, but he's definitely the one that inspired Bloody Face from American Horror Story.
Oh, I'm not surprised. he also is definitely the one who inspired Leatherface and all kinds of other people.
Oh, yay. Serial killers can be very interesting.
That's right. They are interesting. I'm mostly interested in what makes them them, you know? I mentioned my interest in psychology. I really
Yeah.
like focusing in on what exactly made them turn out this way.
Well, that was an interesting. Well, I didn't play the whole video, but I played most of it. At least the stuff about where it was talking about Ed Gein.
Yeah.
That was enlightening.
Did you get
Definitely
did you
bloody
get to the
face.
part where it talked about the stuff he actually did?
Um it spoke about what they found.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to listen to three things at once. So,
Oh, three things.
well, yeah, because I have a chat bot, I have
Oh,
you,
right.
and
You have
then
the
I
chat
have
bot.
and then I
I
had the
forgot.
video. So I
I
have
forgot
like
about.
three different things.
I forgot about the chat bot.
No
I was like,
worries.
I'm only counting two.
Yeah, no, for me it's three. But yeah, definitely an interesting character.
Oh yeah. Ugh. There's plenty more that I can pull up.
If
I
you
might
want. We did start talking about serial killers, so we might as well continue talking about them.
I mean, if the audience wants to, we could change subjects, or I can leave. It don't matter. I just wanted to share some. I just wanted to get into the
Should you
feeling of
be resting?
Spooktober.
Because you really sound like you're miserable.
No, I just have COVID, so you know,
Oh,
I'm good.
wait, seriously?
Yes, seriously, I caught COVID.
Holy
I said it
shit!
in my Discord.
I guess I missed it.
That's okay. A lot of people apparently missed it. They were surprised when I was like, I didn't want to talk about it when I was streaming. But I
Yeah.
guess it's okay to talk about when you're streaming, but people were just like, you sound awful. And I'm like, yeah, and I can't go back to work for over a week. And they're
Yeah,
like,
no, I
oh.
saw that, that you can't go back to work for a while. It didn't click that, it was COVID.
No, it was COVID, alright.
Well, damn, I hope you feel better, dude.
Yeah, I should be fine. I would like to state that, part of the reason I didn't want to talk about it was because I figured everyone would worry for no reason. I'm on day 4 since symptoms started, and I've already gotten taste back. I'm having a miraculously quick recovery. Like, yes, I'm coughing and I feel dehydrated, but that's mostly because, and as I keep complaining about it, I will not stop sweating right now.
Oh, damn.
It's pretty bad. I took 3 showers yesterday because it just will not stop.
Oh, wow.
Ugh.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think in about an hour or two, I'm going to take another one for today.
That makes sense. I
Right.
don't blame you.
I'm also coughing a lot because I am starting to get a bit dehydrated. So let me pull up another video for you, and I'm gonna get some water.
All right.
Let me see here. What interests you? What kind of case interests you? Are you interested in cannibalism? You know.
Yeah, it really depends on the individual, honestly, because
we got.
Each person is different, so it's more the individual than just what they do.
Okay, well, we got Jeffrey Dahmer. We got that covers necrophilia and cannibalism. I think that sounds like pretty Spooktober to me.
I know a bit about Jeffrey Dahmer. He's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he is. Which is what makes him so scary. Here.
Isn't he the one that had like the body in his trunk and was able to talk his way out of like
Yeah,
that guy.
Oh, he's done worse than that. He talked as like they didn't know about the body in the trunk.
No, I know.
The worst one was where one of his victims escaped, and it was a minor and a male minor, and in the time period, he claimed that the boy was his lover, and the cops believed him.
Oh man, can you imagine that? Like
The
running
dude-
away from a serial killer, and then to have your serial killer just like talk to the police and be like, "Nah, this is my lover."
Right? No, that's pretty. Oh, I gotta hit enter before you can receive it. Yeah, no, it's pretty messed up. Really messed up case.
All right, I'm gonna quickly switch over to Slime Dean because somebody redeemed that.
Okay. I'm gonna get water. You just play the video. I'll be back in a minute.
Alrighty.
Yeah. No. No.
The other slime version, the full
No,
body
it's-
slime version, almost done, guys.
No.
Go. There. Yeah. Just try and there. There. I'm all set.
No.
Yeah. Super bouncy slime. Alright. Meow. Yay, slime! Alright, so next serial killer.
Hey, sweetie. Did you check into
Alright, after the aliens. Alright, you guys ready? You guys ready? You better be. Here we go.
Interviews with serial killers, most of them either come across as slightly deranged or at least very creepy. But the focus of today's show, we must admit, seems kinda likable in the interviews. Watch the one in 1994 where Jeff tells all while sat next to his loving father. My childhood wasn't filled with any great tragedies, he told the interviewer, but then explained his predilection for dissecting dogs and cats as a kid. It could have led to a normal hobby like taxidermy, he added, but it didn't. And soft-spoken Jeff turned his efforts towards killing and taking apart human beings in an unimaginable fashion. I acted on my fantasies and that's where everything went wrong, he said. Today we'll see how wrong it went. In this episode of the Infographic Show, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer, the Milwaukee Monster. If you've seen the recent
Well
movie
then.
about our killer, called My Friend Dahmer, you'll see he is portrayed as a bit of a loner in school with some strange habits. He has few friends, but he doesn't seem to have violent impulses. You'd probably
Okay, I'm back.
notice him if
Welcome
you went
back.
to the same school. The movie was based on a graphic
I feel a little bit better after that.
He researched Dahmer, and this is what he had to say.
Hold
There
on.
are a surprising number out there.
I gotta change. You're very hard to hear right now. Hold on, let me fix your sound. Okay, can you talk again?
Yeah.
There we go. That's probably better.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not-
turned me way down last time.
Yeah.
Because for some reason my mic was blaring.
Yeah, I gotta edit some sounds on stream so that people don't go deaf. So I can hear you on my side, and they're not going deaf on their side. You know, it's all good.
Was I loud on their side?
Yeah, it was a little loud, but it's fine.
Oh,
I fixed
awesome.
it. It's easy to fix.
Alright, but yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, interesting case. There has been over 100 documentaries written about this guy.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, thank you for the stretch. There we go. Alright, awesome. Toss the video back on. Oh yeah, no, he's probably one of the most well-known serial killers.
Oh, for sure.
Like, the things that he was able to do and get away with for as long as he was able to is crazy.
Yeah, I believe because of this guy, they made a whole separate department in the I think it's the FBI.
I think it's the Behavioral Analysis Unit.
Yeah, because this is the guy that made the behavioral analysis unit in the FBI. Like this is the reason they were made, was when this guy came out.
Yeah. Honestly, that makes sense because he's so, like, the way that he is, like, he didn't necessarily come from a bad household, which is kind of odd.
Right.
Because a lot of the serial killers, you notice that they come from poor households, like, their households are, like, a mess.
Right, like with the situation with Ed Gein.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall, but it said his dad, who was an analytical chemist, just thought Jeff had a curious mind, as all scientists should. But despite all his weirdness, he played tennis regularly and was in the school band for a while. He also turned up to school sometimes thinking of booze. He was
There's another pretty famous song we can go over after this.
Alright.
This became known as
John Wayne Gacy.
when he was in his early
Oh,
teens, and it's then
okay.
that the real trouble
Have you heard of him?
Jeff realized
Yes.
that he was gay sometime around
He's the one who I think he helped inspire it.
he had to keep that
Huh.
secret. He would sometimes watch
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
while he was hitting
It's
Famous for
easier to write and create things when they're inspired by real events than, you know, pulling something right out of the blue or creating it from scratch.
right. And as much as Stephen King has made, I wouldn't be surprised if he got real life inspiration. I mean, he's just made so many books.
with his parents still
Yeah.
screaming at each other continually, his grades going down.
That's the author of It.
Getting worse. Dahmer was at the height of his unhappiness.
That's interesting.
Did graduate though. Right
You didn't know that It was a Stephen King?
after
Well,
graduation,
wait.
a matter
I thought I heard something else because I'm listening to you and the video at the same time.
to dissecting humans.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But no, I do know that it is a Stephen King. I've actually watched in... Actually, I haven't read any of the Stephen King books, but I've watched a lot of the movies. My
Yeah, I've
favorite,
watched the movies.
one of my favorite ones so far is Red Rose.
He then masturbated over the corpse. When that was done, he chopped up the body.
I haven't seen that one.
his parts in bags and
It's like
buried
a three-parter. Like, it's got three... It's so long it has 3 movies.
He then crushed those
Oh my.
and
Yeah.
scattered what was left in woodland, like one would scatter the ashes of someone they loved. That was Jeff's first murder, and as we say, it's hard
But
to
yeah, and then we got Ted Bundy. He's also pretty famous.
flesh from bones. From that date in 1978 until he was arrested,
We got so many to cover.
he would kill 17 people.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get them all through. Like, we're gonna be able to
That's
go through
okay.
them all. Like, you know.
It's okay. It's Spooktober, not
I know.
Spooktober 5th. You know.
Well, I'm just saying, we may have a lot, but it's gonna be very difficult to get through all of them in one session. Actually, I don't even think all of October would be long enough to be able to go through every serial killer.
Fair enough. That's why we're gonna stick to the most famous ones.
Except for Ed Gein, who's one of the least known.
Apparently, I'm surprised. Like, why do people not know about him?
That's
Like,
a
that's
really
some-
good question.
That's some, like, really horrific stuff. The dude, one of the things that I don't know if you covered what Ed Gein did, he made a human suit.
Yeah, no, I got through that
Did I cover
part.
that part? Okay, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what you made it through. He made a human suit to dress like his mother. Like, that's pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah, it is. Like, Jeffrey Dahmer, you a special motherfucker. All I can say about that one. You're very, very special.
So Pandraco said, "Oh, guy who ruined clowns." Yep, that's the guy.
Yeah.
People didn't used to be scared of clowns for this guy.
Well, the other thing too is that if you actually look at how he used to paint his face, it was actually there was a documentary on this a while back, and they actually went and broke down how normal clowns usually paint their face versus how he painted his face as a clown. Because if you look at him, he actually does a lot of sharp lines, like sharp corners, whereas normally clowns do like rounded corners and, you know, all of that stuff. He didn't do
Softer
that.
on the eyes, less intense.
Yeah, he did a lot of jagged lines, and clowns are always, you know, got like circles, bubbles, you know, stuff like that. He's got like these sharp points and lines and all that stuff. Like they even broke down his makeup.
Yep, that's interesting. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I watch a lot of documentaries.
Nothing wrong with that.
About serial killers and not about serial killers. So I spend a lot of time watching lots of documentaries.
There's the one serial killer who got away. It's the Zodiac killer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody knows who that is still. I think
Nope, he got away. No one knows.
yeah, like I know that they had suspects, but they never had any proof of who it might have been.
Right.
Which is actually really interesting.
Hmm.
Jack the Ripper is... I think he's looked at a little too much because he only killed, what was it, 5 people?
What made his case so interesting is how he tried disposing of his bodies. He actually cut them. Actually, we can't even prove that he was trying to dispose of them. Because what happened...
I don't think he was, because of the way that, like...
They were found.
Yeah, like, not only were they found, but the only things that were missing were, like, just some select organs. And it's just, like, was he, like, some doctor? Like, just, like...
Well, they think he was because of the cuts.
Yeah, but
the reason
a mortician also, who maybe studied in that profession back then, could have possibly been that good, too. So, like, could it have been a curious mortician? Could it have been a doctor? It's just...
Those are all theories that they tried coming up with. They don't know who did it. And what's interesting is about Jack the Ripper, what makes him so famous is, one, he got away, and two, how horrific the crime scene was. So he actually left his victims in pieces in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Like, filled with blood. So I can't really even call it trying to dispose of them at that point. He just left a really gruesome scene to be found. Like, absolutely disgusting. I mean, if you found a bathtub full of blood with body parts floating on the top of it, you'd be pretty freaked out, too.
Yeah, that is very true. I think that would be for most.
That would scar me for life.
We're talking about serial killers right now. If you're bothered by the thought of, you know, serial killers, this is not the stream for you right now. Actually, I should probably edit this. Soup.
That'd be some interesting soup, that's for sure.
Someone was making soup and keep walking. I see.
Yeah. I would run personally. I would run if I saw that. I'm not sticking around anywhere.
Depends on the serial killer, really.
Well, we don't really know what kind of serial killer he was because he was never found.
Well, I think that they're talking about, you know...
That's true. The best way to stay alive is to act like everything's normal. I guess you got me there. I'm just not sticking around to find out what they do next, personally.
Well, the other thing, too, that you have to question is, do you act like everything's normal if you're the one who's caught or by the serial killer? Or do you, like, just act like everything's normal if you just so happen to stumble upon it? Because sorry to say, but if you're the one who's involved, acting like everything's normal is not going to help you.
Yeah, especially if the person who walks in behind you's a cop.
Yeah, I think that it's a very situational thing. There's only so much normality you can, like, put into a situation to make it appear normal before it just shit don't work. But, yeah.
Alright. Alright, one more and you want to call it good? What do you think?
That's definitely a good question for Hannibal Lecter.
That's a good...
I'm sure he would have something to say because, you know, eyeballs are just like a bunch of goo. So I'm not sure if you know, soup of eyeballs would work out so well. It'd be a very gelatinous soup, I would imagine.
It sounds like you've thought a lot about this.
Well, when I played D&D a lot, I played a cannibalistic elf. So
I don't know what to say to that.
So honestly, yeah, I've actually had to think about this a bit. The eyeball. I don't know if eyeballs actually have flavor. Do they even have flavor? I know that people have eaten cow eyes. So I don't know. I've never actually gone and looked it up. I know that from what I've heard is that humans taste kind of like pork. I don't know if that's true. I don't really want to know if that's true, but it's something I've heard.
Oh, that reminds me, there's this really good one I want to show, and you have to play it all the way through.
How about later, because it's very difficult for me to do so many things. My brain cannot comprehend video, chat, and you.
Oh, sorry.
So I would love to keep playing videos, but it's very difficult for me.
Okay. Another time then.
Alright.
Maybe when we're more prepared. I got one about a guy who got away with serving up his victims for, like, he put them in their burgers.
I've actually heard of shit like that. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, and it actually happened. So he actually ended up putting people in the burgers. And when he ran out of people, originally it started out as a method to dispose of his victims.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly and disgustingly, don't cancel me for saying this, it's just what happened. People actually started coming back for the flavor, not knowing it was person.
Oh, that's terrible. Actually, that reminds me of something that happened in one of my D&D sessions, like, a long time ago. Like, so my DM had this old woman, and now you guys are gonna think this is super cliche in some ways. Had this old, like, everybody had gone to this old woman's house, and everybody had soup at her house. Now, when you have a good cleric and good paladin in the party, when it's found out that the woman has served you children in the soup, they kind of go crazy and start killing people.
What?
And yeah, everybody ate children.
I've never been to D&D, but you sound like you have some interesting sessions.
We have some crazy sessions. I don't know, we never learned what the kids' names were, but it's very possible that they were named Hansel and Gretel. It's also... we also didn't go into a gingerbread house, so... I don't know if she might have had another house that was, you know, made of candy and gingerbread and all that, but I guess it's possible.
Ugh.
Like, honestly, even, like, if you think about, like, children's stories, like, that shit's dark. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what, yeah, no, Hansel and Gretel's about cannibalism, pretty much.
I mean, if you count the witch as human, I'm not trying to be mean here, but the witch in that story never seemed very human to me.
I always considered witches as humans who just, like, made some, like, either learned how to use magic or something else like that. So I count them as humans for that simple fact.
I guess that's fair. I just meant this particular witch. It's not like I think all the people in Harry Potter are some type of monster. I just meant, like, I don't know. When I see that story and I see the depiction of Hansel and, or the witch from Hansel and Gretel, you know, she just doesn't look very human.
Well, I guess I just always assume witches are human, unless stated otherwise. Even if they don't look human, like, for instance, like, if you look at the Salem witch trials for, like, how they depict witches, like, story-wise,
Oh, yeah.
like, they've got warts, they've got blemishes, they've got imperfections on their body. And so I imagine that the imperfections that are shown for the witch in Hansel and Gretel is just an exaggeration of those imperfections to make it easier for the person listening to the story to know that it's a witch.
Fair.
So that's my take on it anyways.
I just never put that much thought into it. I haven't seen Hansel and Gretel since I was a kid. I do remember they used to put on this one movie, not really movie. It was a short video of the reading of Hansel and Gretel with the whole the needle when they throw it. They stole the magical items and one of them was a needle. And it made a pile of needles, and the witch ran into it. Like, I remember they used to show this video in school when I was, like, a kid. Like, elementary school.
Oh.
And it used to freak me out. I remember the witch having, like, this long nose and everything else. It was just freaky, especially when it ran into the pile of needles. For some reason, that really freaked me out. I just felt like sharing since it's Spooktober.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, honestly, I never found the witch in Hansel and Gretel freaky. I don't know why. I just always looked at it and was like, okay.
Did you somewhat, like, what's the word? Hold on, what's the word? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble concentrating.
You're fine.
Oh my gosh, what is the word?
I don't know.
Do you relate? Do you relate to this witch, or
no?
You know, what's going on?
No, I never found her creepy. I don't know.
I was joking. I meant.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, that went right over my head.
Yeah, never mind.
I don't catch a lot of jokes. You're gonna find that real quick. I'm very bad with that. I also take things very literally a lot of times. Very
Same.
good at that. But yeah, no, I don't know. Whenever I saw like the green-skinned witches with like the warts and shit like that, I don't know. I never really thought of them as freaky. I was just always like, oh, it's some woman. Like literally, that's all I thought was, oh, it's a woman. I never thought of it as a monster. Never thought of it as some creepy person. It was just a person. That's it.
Wow. Maybe you're just less judgmental than me.
Maybe. I don't know. That was my thoughts. Like, ouch. Even with like the story of the Big Bad Wolf, like the three little pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. Is it bad that my thoughts were is the wolf was just hungry and wanted dinner? Like logically to me as a child, it made sense that the wolf would want to eat the pigs. Like, what's so terrible about that? I didn't understand why it was so terrible. Because
Okay, that
a
one
wolf
I
is
can
a
relate to.
carnivore, and the pigs are food.
That
Like-
one I can relate to. I didn't really see the problem with that.
Like, what about the witch from the Wizard of Oz? Oh, I had
That
no
one,
issues with the witch from the Wizard of Oz either. I just, thought she had issues. Like, I didn't even know what to say at the time. I was just like, oh.
I don't think I ever thought
Well-
of her as human either.
I never thought of her as, not human. I just thought of her as a person with, something knowing.
I think the best way to explain what the way that I was interpreting it is, you know how like when you're playing a video game, you can play as different races.
Yeah.
I thought a witch was like, I always thought of it as something you were just born. When a witch dad and a witch mom love each other very much, they make another
The birds
kind
and
of
the bees version of the witches and warlocks.
that's so. I always just kind of, for some reason, certain versions of them, I just always interpreted as being like another, I don't know, species, whatever the proper term is. I don't know. I just
never
thought of them as
thought of
different.
it as a different race because I don't know. I grew up on storybooks where, witches were humans. And so, like, how can you see them as anything other than human with magical powers after you grow up with stories that are witches who were originally human and, they're not technically a different race. Like, they're just people.
No, I didn't grow up with stories like that.
Well, I grew up with religious family members, so witches were people who, in their household, who had signed the book, who had pretty much signed with the devil and, all that stuff. And they got whatever from doing that, selling their soul, all that shit.
Oh.
And so they're humans. And that's how I always saw them. As humans.
I mean, logically speaking, you're not wrong. I was just talking about what 10-year-old me thought about witches.
Yeah, and I'm telling you what 10-year-old me thought about witches.
That makes sense to me. Like, saying that now, I mean, yeah, that's how I interpret it, but it's just like, I didn't see it like that when I was 10, so...
Yeah, no, I guess I'm just a very special case. I'm a little curious now.
Yeah, what did this person think witches were?
Like, I'm actually kind of curious. What did you? Gotta wait for the delay to go through. Because, you know. That delay, man, it kills ya.
Yeah.
I did watch
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Bro, and the witches ghost...
Yes, I am a special case.
I
Hello!
watched...
How are you doing? I'm good. Yes, I do remember the Hex Girls.
But the Hex Girls weren't witches. They were
Wicca.
They were Wicca.
Actually, only one of them was Wiccan.
Was it only one of them?
Yeah, it was only one of them. It was the lead singer who was Wiccan. And they state this, actually.
Yeah, but I watched Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost so many times as a
but
kid.
it was only Thorn who was Wiccan. The other ones just dressed up like this, and they admit this to Scooby-Doo and the gang.
That's when they were accused of being vampires.
No, they were accused of being witches. You know, I guess I can see why you would have, because look at the way they were dressed and all of that. Like, I can see why. I'm glad that you're able to catch up with one of your friends. That's wonderful to hear. But, yeah, no, see, I don't know. Even with, like, the wolf, like, that, like, tried to eat Little Red Riding Hood, I actually didn't really see an issue with that, as weird as that might seem. Because it's a fucking wild animal. It's a wolf. The only thing that I saw was weird was that the wolf was dressed in the granny's clothes talking. Like, legitimately, that was the weird thing to me. Not that it's trying to eat the little girl. Not anything else other than it was talking, dressed in the grandmother's clothes, and laying in a bed like a human. Like, that was the weird thing.
Yeah, Deanne thinks that the wolf should have just eaten her on the spot.
Yeah! Like, if it was a true... Like, it's a wild animal. A wolf... It says that it's a wolf. A wolf is a wild animal. Wolves don't talk. Wolves just, you know, they do what they gotta do. If it was really hungry, it would have just devoured her. And since it already had Granny for the main course, a Little Red Riding Hood would have been a great, dessert. Could have totally killed her, stuffed, like, you know, just waited until he was hungry again, and then ate her, like a wild animal.
You know, I would like to point out that the hoodwinked version of that story was actually pretty funny.
I can only imagine.
Did you watch the Hoodwinked movie?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you have to watch that movie. It's actually pretty funny.
Maybe I will watch it, but yeah,
It's a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood.
We'll see. We'll see if I watch it. I can't make any promises because, you know, I'm recommended a lot of stuff, and then I ended up not watching it.
Ugh. Well, I'm taking recommendations this week because I'm gonna be bored out of my mind.
Watch The Red Rose by Stephen King. It's a 3-parter because one of the movies is actually called The Diary of Ellen Rimbal. So...
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so. But I think you can find it on YouTube.
Oh, well, then maybe I'll give it a try.
So, see if you can find it. Ooh, nice. Yeah, no, it was like... The Red Rose Mansion itself is like 2 DVDs, and then Ellen Rimbal is, like, a whole a prelude into the whole movie. Like, the whole, like, 2-movie thing. So, like, if you watch The Diary of Ellen Rimbal first, and then you watch Red Rose, you'll actually probably understand it a lot better. I watched it kind of backwards. The Army of Darkness. Darkness! Yeah. Oh no! What did you miss? What was the last thing that you heard? That was a stupid question. Ignore me saying, what did you miss? What was the last thing you heard? That's a better question. Jack, are you still here?
Yeah, I might need to go in a minute though. My vocals are getting a little rough.
Okay, I completely understand. You need to go. I don't think anyone here is gonna, you know, hold it against you.
Alright. Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna head out.
Alright.
I need to rest my vocals for when I have stream later. So
Understandable. I hope you feel better.
yeah, I should. How do I leave this?
There's a little phone with an X next to it.
What?
Find the red button with a yellow X next to it. Red button with a phone in X. That's it. I don't know why I added another color, but I did. I think I can kick you.
You might need to. I'm trying to find it.
Give me a second.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I got it.
Okay. Oh, you were on a 2-minute delay? Damn. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we were talking about the Hex Girls. So, we were talking about the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, and how, the lead singer was actually Wicca and not a witch, and, stuff like that. I hope that helps bring you up to speed, because I don't remember exactly what was said. Yeah. I'm actually not surprised. It is probably one of the Scooby-Doo movies that they have out that would be pretty good for Halloween. Because, you know, it is on... The whole movie's, like, based on, like, Halloween. I think it was actually a Halloween special a few years back. I think it was actually a Halloween movie. Yeah. Thank you for confirming. Yeah, no, by the way, guys, when food gets here, I'm probably gonna be heading off. So you have me until, you know, my food gets here. Yeah. My boyfriend decided to order out. And I haven't spent any time with him yet today, since he's gotten home and I've woken up. So I want to spend some quality time with my boyfriend. It's like I woke up earlier and I just felt like absolute crapola, and was like, we're postponing the stream for a little while because I feel like absolute shit. Postpone the stream, and yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be eating, so that type of quality time is gonna have to wait until after, if you get my drift. Now that I'm feeling better, I need to eat first before I can do any major activities. Well, I consider that more of a dessert, not a meal. So I need a meal before I can, go for dessert. You guys. We descend into all sorts of stuff. Apparently so. Are we having some issues with bonking and stuff like that? Well, if somebody redeemed, you know, which one? Slime Dean, we could see my lovely 3D self. And you guys could see the bazungas jiggling in my darkness outfit. Somebody redeemed Slime Dean, so. Oh, look! Alright, I'll switch over. 1 second. I'm sure it was hard to convince you. Alright. Tis loading, tis loading. Load faster. There we go. New. Ah. There we go. There you go. Lore's fun. I have a bunch of stuff set up for my lore already. I'm still going through a bunch of stuff. Actually, in fact, I can't reveal a certain amount of my lore until I reach 1,000 subs on YouTube. So if you guys want to get closer to reaching 1,000 on YouTube so I can reveal certain things about myself, like, you should totally go and sub to my YouTube channel and, you know, help us reach 1,000 subs on YouTube. Because, yeah, I've got more lore that I can't reveal yet. Yay, lore ideas! Don't ask what I'm doing. I'm having fun with my bangs. Actually, I haven't had Zan redeemed in a while. Zan hasn't come out in quite some time. Actually, I gotta make him his Halloween outfit still. Please don't redeem Zan. I still gotta make his Halloween outfit. He's gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna make him a doctor. So female me is gonna be a nurse, and he's gonna be the doctor. So it's gonna work out perfectly. Don't question it. It's yeah. Yeah. What? Do you not like me as a nurse? Hello, nurse. My first thought is Animaniacs. And how they would, like, say hello, nurse. Dark nurse. Yeah, that show was actually awesome. I think they started doing a reboot of it on Hulu this year. So if you really like the Animaniacs, go check out the reboot, because I checked it out and oh my god, it's like same like everything is pretty much the same. Like, it's amazing. It's awesome. Like, I don't notice a difference in the voice actors. The animation style is very, very similar. Like, it's awesome. Go check it out. Really? That's sad. I think they're still making more episodes for it. So we'll see if they make more episodes for it or not. I hope they do, because honestly, absolutely love the Animaniacs. Well, you might have to bite the bullet and, you know, deal with Hulu. I thought I was gonna get in trouble by my boyfriend because I told him that I haven't eaten yet today. Yeah, they might. Well, I guess we'll see. I actually don't mind Hulu a lot. I watch Netflix and Hulu, so, you know. There's certain things I don't like about Netflix, there's certain things I don't like about Hulu, but, you know, each of them has different shows that I like to watch. So, you know, I watch. Yeah, not bad options. Oh. Can't go wrong with Marvel and DC, huh? Well, okay, you can. The Flash is actually, the Flash TV series is on Netflix. Yeah, some of their exclusives are really good. Hulu does keep very up to date on their uploads, which is something that I really do like about them. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know that. To be completely honest, did not know that. Let me. Oh, I'm looking up. There we go. Fixed. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, you know, for Marvel, DC, stuff like that, they do have some stuff on Netflix. I personally don't really watch any of it. I'll take your word for it. I don't think I saw that. Yeah. Because I haven't really watched Star Wars in a while. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful dinner. We will see. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you came. Okay, I wasn't sure if you meant The Flash or not. So that's why I kind of threw Star Wars in there. Yeah, no, I don't think I saw that, or if I did, I don't remember it. Well, when you're not sure, throw in the reference that it might come from. Right? Right? When you're not sure, throw in the reference. Really? Love Doctor Who. Freaking awesome. Doctor Who's the best. I haven't watched the final, like, Doctor yet. Like, where they finally end the whole show. It's so sad. They ended it with the final Doctor. It's so sad. I haven't even watched it yet. I haven't watched Doctor Who in so long, too. I thought it did. Well, they did the final Doctor, didn't they? I thought it ended because, like, they finally, like, they have the final Doctor and everything, and she's... I don't remember who the actress is. But she's supposed to be the last Doctor, the 13th Doctor. So if they haven't ended it yet, it's probably going to end soon. Because they've now got the 13th Doctor, last I heard. says that she was in two seasons. Oh, really? I swear that they only had 13. Okay, well, they're up to season 12 then. Well, thank you for the spoiler, because now I feel less disappointed. Hello, Al. How are you doing? So I actually appreciate that spoiler, because I was very, very disappointed hearing that, you know, she was going to be the final Doctor. Oh, the Weeping Angels. There's a few episodes with the Weeping Angels. Which Doctor was it with? Do you know which Doctor it was with or not? Nice. That sounded so unenthusiastic. The first Doctor? So, like, it was in black and white first Doctor? Oh, I see. Yeah, so Doctor Who is so old that it started out black and white. Yeah, you do. Like, I actually watched some of the Doctor Who in black and white. I haven't watched all of it, but I did watch a few episodes of the very first season. When did season 1 actually come out? Hold on. Season 1 date release. That is not... $1934? It probably was. I think you're right. Well, 2004 is actually when it was where it was re-released as the new season, but it was actually, it's actually much older. So the very first Doctor Who season that actually came out was in black and white. They kind of did a reboot of it because it wasn't that popular back then. So I think it only made it through 3 seasons. So then they went and rebooted it in like 2000. So yeah. So yeah, the very first Doctor is in black and white. Doctor Who first Doctor. The first Doctor, you see him in black and white. So if you go into Google Images and you type in Doctor Who first Doctor, you'll see the first Doctor and he is in black and white for many of the pictures. And so it, yeah. 1963? That might be it. I'm honestly not entirely sure when it first came out. Oh, it was 7 seasons? I know it didn't have a ton of seasons, although 7 seasons back then was probably pretty damn good, because I know that I'm pretty sure it switched from black and white to color during the time that it was airing. Pretty sure it did. And then it, they didn't continue it after that season. Oh, really? Huh. Okay, so yours was the 9th Doctor. Yeah. Yeah, and apparently it's still going because we're on the 13th Doctor right now, and this is a woman. So the only other time that we've seen female doctors was with River Song. Well, she was kind of like half Time Lord. Oh, Killer R2D2. You mean the Daleks? The Daleks. Those things are pretty interesting. They go into the Daleks more as you go through the season. Exterminate. Alright. Well, anyways, guys, my food is here. It is time for me to go. But before we leave, I am going to raid someone. So... yeah, I can see why you would be confused. So guys, I do take requests for someone to raid. I'm actually going to raid someone before I end stream. So this is something I like to do. Let's see. Let's continue with our spooky feel here. And I'm gonna look for someone under the spooky tabs. So if you guys have a recommendation, feel free to tell me. And if not, I'm just gonna pick someone. We can raid them. I have no problem raiding. Alright, they're playing Dying Light. A little larger than I usually go with. Usually I try and pick smaller people, but no worries. I think it's a zombie-like game. But anyways, are you guys ready? Alright, anyways. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever time it is for you. And as always, guys, sweet nightmares. Thank you for coming by. Bye-bye.